My name is Sharon Hughes. I got hired at Zillow Real Estate right after college. I built a system in school that made servers faster and easier to manage. The old CEO, Mr. Vaughn, saw my work at a tech event and offered me the job. He said, "We want you and your brain." I joined and became the lead developer. I worked hard and made their back-end system better than ever. We even made a deal that said the code I built still belonged to me. It was all written in the contract and filed with the patent office. I felt proud. I thought I found a home. But things changed fast once the new CEO took over. Mr. Vaughn retired, and a new CEO named Chad Ellison took over. He was younger, louder, and always talking about efficiency. On his first day, Chad called a big meeting and said, "We're cutting costs. We don't need dead weight." Everyone looked nervous. In the next few weeks, people started disappearing. Good people. Smart people. Then one day, Chad called me into his office. "We're letting you go," he said. "Your skill set doesn't fit our vision." I was shocked. No warning. No thank you. No severance. Just a cold goodbye. I asked, "You sure?" He smiled and said, "We'll be fine." I packed my things slowly. People looked at me, confused. "You're leaving?" John asked. "They fired you?" I nodded. Joe walked over too. "This place is crazy," he said. "You built the system that runs everything." I didn't reply. I just smiled a little and kept packing. I took my plant, my notebook, and a flash drive with my personal ideas. I left behind everything else. I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I just walked out. But inside, I felt something growing, something cold and strong. I wasn't going to beg. I wasn't going to break. They fired the wrong person. And I knew it. 2 weeks later, I checked their website. Everything was still running, because my system was still working. The same system they fired me after building. And I still owned it. I had the patent, the emails, the contract. They thought they could keep using it. But I didn't say anything. Not yet. I wanted to see what they'd do. I wanted to know how far they'd go before they realized they messed up. It wasn't just about losing my job. It was about respect. I built that system. They were using it like it was theirs. That's when I decided to fight, but in my own way. I got a letter in the mail. It was from Zillow's legal team. They were accusing me of sabotage. They said I hid traps in the system and tried to ruin the company. I laughed. I didn't need to ruin anything, they were doing that themselves. I took the letter to my lawyer, Jordan Stein. He looked at the paperwork and smiled. "They're bluffing," he said. "And they're about to lose badly." Jordan wrote back with all the proof. The contract. The emails. The patent. The court threw out their case right away. I didn't just win, I embarrassed them. But I wasn't done yet. A week later, Zillow's whole backend crashed. The system stopped running because the court said they couldn't use it anymore. Clients couldn't log in. Servers failed. People started panicking. I watched from home while drinking coffee. News started spreading that Zillow was having tech problems. Internally, things were falling apart. They had fired me and kept my code, but now they had nothing. Their fancy office didn't mean much without the system that powered it. Joe messaged me, "They're falling apart." I smiled. "Good," I replied. This was only the beginning. They thought I'd walk away quietly. They were wrong. I was just getting started. The board at Zillow wasn't happy. Clients were angry. Investors were scared. Money was being lost fast. They held a private meeting. Chad tried to blame the tech team, but there wasn't a tech team left, he fired most of them. The truth was simple, he made a bad choice and now the whole company was paying for it. Kate, who worked in HR before she got pushed out, leaked emails showing how badly Chad handled things. The board decided to act. "You're stepping down," they told him. "It's over." Chad was gone. But the damage was already done. The company was sinking, and fast. While Zillow was falling, I was building. I called John, Joe, and Miller. "Let's do it right this time," I said. They were all in. We met at my apartment and started planning a new startup. We wanted it fast, light, and better than anything Zillow ever had. We worked nights, drank too much coffee, and laughed at the mess Chad made. Jerry, one of the investors who left Zillow, offered to back us. "You've got something real," he said. With his help, we rented a small office and got to work. They thought firing me was the end. But it was the beginning. Ashley, a tech journalist, reached out to me. "I heard about the shutdown," she said. "Mind sharing your side?" I told her the full story. From the moment Chad took over to the lawsuit that failed. She wrote an article titled, "They fired the wrong guy, now he runs the future they gave up." The article went viral. People loved it. They shared it online, tagged me, and called me a hero. Zillow's name became a joke. "Don't pull a Zillow," people said when talking about dumb business moves. For the first time in weeks, I felt proud again. But I wasn't done yet. Emails started pouring in. Former Zillow clients were looking for help. "We need a system," one said. "We heard you've got a new one." We didn't even launch yet, but people were already trusting us. That's the funny thing, Zillow had everything, and they threw it away. Now we had nothing, and people were lining up to work with us. We started small, helping a few companies at a time. Each one thanked us. Each one shared our name. Our reputation was growing faster than we expected. Joe smiled one day and said, "They fired us into success." I couldn't have said it better. This time, I didn't work with fake leaders or greedy bosses. I worked with friends, people who believed in building something great. John handled support and customer success. Joe helped lead development with me. Miller designed everything from the logo to the dashboard layout. We moved fast and trusted each other. No drama. No lies. Just progress. Jerry visited often to check on things and help with ideas. He even brought us lunch. "This is what real leadership looks like," he said. He was right. We didn't need $1 million office or fake speeches. We needed honesty, talent, and teamwork. And now we had all three. One day, an email came in from Zillow Real Estate. "Can we schedule a meeting to discuss licensing terms?" they asked. I laughed out loud. The same company that fired me now wanted to rent the system they threw away. I didn't even respond. Let them sweat. A week later, they emailed again. "We'd like to offer a partnership deal." I sent a polite reply, "No thanks. Best of luck." I could have been mean. But silence hurts worse when it's from someone you underestimated. They wanted my work. They wanted my brain. But they lost that chance the day they pushed me out. Kate, who had worked in HR at Zillow, reached out. "I've got something," she said. We met for coffee. She handed me an old folder, full of emails, reports, and notes. "These show how they tried to frame you," she said. "They were planning it before you even got fired." I was quiet for a second. Then I said, "Thanks." I didn't need the papers for court, but it reminded me that this wasn't just bad luck. They targeted me. Tried to ruin me. Kate helped bring the truth to light. And for that, I would always be thankful. Some people fight silently. Kate fought smart. Launch day came fast. We named the new company Bright Core Systems. Our website went live. Our product was smooth, clean, and fast. Everything we built came from lessons learned at Zillow. What to do and what not to do. We offered a simple pitch, better systems, no drama. Within 24 hours, we had 5 new clients. By the end of the week, it was 20. Ashley called again. They love you, she said. The industry's watching. We didn't celebrate with champagne. We celebrated by working harder. When you build something real, the results speak for themselves. And the world was finally listening. I heard Chad was trying to start a new company. A few people from Zillow followed him. Most didn't. Word on the street was that investors were avoiding him. He tanked Zillow, they said. Why take that risk again? Ashley messaged me a photo, Chad, standing in front of an empty office space, handing out flyers. I almost felt bad. Almost. But then I remembered how he smirked when he fired me. We'll be fine, he said back then. Now he was begging for second chances, and nobody was listening. You can't build trust by burning bridges. And Chad had burned them all. Brightcore Systems was growing fast. We moved into a bigger office. Not huge, but perfect for us. Clients called daily. Some were big names, companies that once worked with Zillow. Your team feels real, one said. No nonsense. I kept things simple. I remembered what it felt like to be ignored, pushed out, and doubted. I promised myself I'd never treat others that way. Our work became more than tech. It became a story, one people believed in. We didn't just write code. We gave people something to trust. And the best part? We built it without tricks. Without lies. Without stepping on others. That's what made it stronger. Ashley reached out again. I want to do a follow-up, she said. People still ask about you. She came to our new office with her camera crew. She interviewed the team, showed our progress, and shared our story. What do you think made Brightcore different? She asked me. I smiled and said, we listened. We respected people. And we never forgot who we are. The article dropped the next day. It was everywhere. Brightcore, built by the team Zillow tried to erase. The internet exploded. Comments. Shares. Support. It felt good. Not because I was famous, but because the truth was out there. Jerry, our investor, called me one morning. Are you sitting down? He asked. Brightcore just got a funding offer, $10 million. I sat there, stunned. $10 million. I remembered when we worked from my apartment, drinking cheap coffee and using sticky notes as plans. Now real money was on the table. Do we take it? Joe asked. Only if we stay in control, I said. Jerry agreed. We weren't building just for money. We were building something meaningful. Something lasting. We turned down the offer, but kept the door open. It was proof we were doing something right. And we weren't done yet. Zillow Real Estate stopped posting updates. Their social media accounts went quiet. People said they were going through internal changes, but we knew the truth. Their system was gone. Their staff was scattered. Their clients were ours now. Zillow became a ghost company, still there, but not really living. Chad hadn't posted online in months. Last anyone saw, he was trying to get into consulting. No one called him back. They fired the wrong person. And instead of admitting it, they tried to pretend nothing happened. But the silence said it all. They lost. And I didn't even have to raise my voice. I called Kate and asked her if she wanted to join Brightcore. You're smart, loyal, and strong, I said. We need people like you. She joined the next week as our head of people and culture. This feels right, she said during her first meeting. She helped us build a better workplace, one where people felt safe, valued, and heard. Kate brought a calm energy, something we all needed. She understood pain, but also healing. Watching her lead reminded me that revenge isn't just about tearing things down. It's also about building something better. Kate helped us do that, one hire at a time. Sometimes I sit at my desk and remember it all. The day I got fired. The smirk on Chad's face. The silence of the walkout. But I also remember John's loyalty. Joe's heart. Miller's ideas. Jerry's belief. Kate's strength. Ashley's voice. I didn't win alone. I won because I had people who believed in me, and who I believed in too. We didn't chase revenge with anger. We chased it with truth. And the truth was powerful enough to destroy lies, break fake leaders, and lift the right people to the top. This story? It's not about tech. It's about standing up. We got invited to speak at a tech conference. The same one where the old Zillow CEO first met me. This time, I was the keynote speaker. I walked on stage and saw hundreds of faces looking up. Some from companies. Some students. Some from the old days. I told them our story. The failure. The firing. The fight. The rebuild. And the win. When I finished, people stood up and clapped. Not just because we built a good system, but because we didn't give up. That's the part people remember. Not the fall. But the way we rise. And keep going. One day, a letter came to the office. Handwritten. From Chad. I made mistakes, it said. I let pride blind me. You didn't deserve what happened. I hope your team keeps winning. I read it twice. Then put it in a drawer. I didn't feel angry. I felt peace. That's when I knew the revenge was complete. Not because Chad was sorry. But because I didn't need anything from him anymore. His letter was the last piece. The final note. I had already won. And now, I could move forward fully. The fire inside me had turned into light. Brightcore isn't just a company. It's a story, a symbol, a message. It stands for what happens when people are underestimated, and then fight back with grace and strength. We hire with care. We train with purpose. We listen. Always. I walk through the office and hear laughter. I see focus. I see people who trust each other. This is the world I wanted when I started coding in college. Not just smart systems, but smart humans. People who build each other up, not tear each other down. I lost one job. But I found my purpose. And now it helps others find theirs. To the people who fired me, thank you. You thought you buried me. But I wasn't buried, I was planted. And now I've grown into something stronger than you ever imagined. To anyone out there who's been pushed aside, lied to, or told they don't belong, stand up. Take the pain. Turn it into power. Let them laugh. Let them doubt you. And when the time is right, let them watch you rise. Not to hurt them, but to show them what they missed. That's the best revenge of all. This is my story. And I'm just getting started.